Boogeyman is a really good film. This is a horror film from 2005. It's directed by Stephen Kay and it's written by Eric Kripke, Juliet Snowden and Stiles White, and I apologise if I've mispronounced any of those names. And we have a cast including Barry Watson and Emily Deschanel. And this is about a character called Tim. And as a child, Tim saw the boogeyman take his father. Obviously, that's going to be traumatising, and it still affects him now as an adult. So now as an adult, he decides to return to his family home to confront his demons, the boogeyman. Will it help cure him of this torment he's faced for 16 years? Or will it be a disaster? I'm obviously not going to say what happens, but I think it's a really great film. We had a very, very strong start. And then it was slow for about maybe 20 minutes or so. I didn't time it exactly, but I'd say up until about 30 minutes into it, it kind of slowed down. And then we had the rest of it just brilliantly executed. It really picks up again, and it's a really fascinating story with some really strong horror elements. The home, the childhood home that he goes back to, has this really great atmosphere. It's really eerie. I love the design of it, the layout of it. It's such a brilliant setting. It works well. It's very believable as well. And we have some great jump scares. When it comes to horror, I'm not the biggest fan of jump scares. I prefer deep psychological horror that makes me feel sick to my stomach. But sometimes I do like a film with a nice spooky house and some really great jump scares, and this is exactly what this delivers. Tim is a likeable character as well. It was very easy to be emotionally invested in his journey, which makes it a much more immersive experience, and to feel his emotions. Really great performances across the board, very believable characters, great music and use of sound. That all definitely helps to really heighten the atmosphere. We also have great camera work and editing. There really isn't anything about this film that I didn't like. Yes, it slowed down a little bit after a really strong start, but to be honest, that's not unique to this film. There are many, many films, particularly horror, that they have a brilliant introduction. They hook us in, and then it slows down a bit as we set the scene and get to know the characters, and then it picks up again, and that's the case here. So it's not really a criticism. It's a very common thing that happens with horror, but just as an observation. I loved it. I really enjoyed it. I thought Boogeyman was a great story, a strong horror film. I wouldn't say it's terrifying. As I said, for me personally, I prefer psychological horrors that make me question absolutely everything, whereas while there are, I guess, some elements of that in here, there are also some very classic jump scares and good use of sound and things, and it's not terrifying in that regard, but it's very effective. It made me feel a lot of emotions, and I rather enjoyed it. So I had a lot of fun with this. If it sounds like your kind of story, if it sounds like your kind of horror film, then I'd say Boogeyman is definitely one that's worth watching.